Hello everyone, and welcome back to our series on modern navigation. If you're a deck officer, a cadet, or anyone involved in maritime operations, you know that navigating a vessel isn't just about skill and experience. It's also about following the rules. And when it comes to electronic chart display and information systems, or ECDIS, there rests a whole library of regulations and guidelines that form the backbone of its safe and compliant use. Today, we're going to unpack the essential references you absolutely need to know. Think of this as the ultimate cheat sheet for your ECDIS knowledge. So, grab your notebooks, and let's dive into the documents that govern our digital charts. First and foremost, let's talk about the foundation of all ECDIS training. The IMO Model Course 1.27. If you've ever taken a generic ECDIS course, this is the blueprint. The International Maritime Organization developed this model course to ensure a standardized, high-quality level of training for mariners worldwide. It covers everything from the basic functions of ECDIS to its operational use, its limitations, and the legal aspects involved. The goal is to ensure that every officer using ECDIS has the fundamental knowledge to do so safely and effectively. It's the starting point, the ABC of our ECDIS education. Understanding what SM Modeled Course 1.27 helps you appreciate why your training was structured the way it was and reinforces the core principles of using this critical piece of equipment. It's not just about passing an exam, it's about internalizing the best practices laid out by the IMO itself. Next up, we have the STCW code, specifically tables A21 and A22. For those of you who aren't familiar, STCW stands for the International Convention on Standards of Training, Certification, and Watchkeeping for Seafarers. These tables are the heart of the matter when it comes to competency. Table A2, outlines the standards for officers in charge of a navigational watch on ships of 500 gross tonnage or more. It explicitly requires proficiency in the use of ECDIS to maintain the safety of navigation. Think about it. This table legally binds your competency as an officer of the watch to your ability to properly use ECDIS. Then there's Table A2, which applies to Masters and Chief Mates. This table goes a step further, demanding a higher level of competence. It's not just about using ECDIS for the watch. It's about managing the entire navigation process, planning voyages, and responding to emergencies using all available tools, with ECDIS at the forefront. These STCW tables are crucial because they transform ECDIS from just another piece of equipment into a mandatory skill set, directly linking your personal certification to your ECDIS proficiency. They are the reason why proper training and continuous practice are not just recommended, they are required. Now, let's move from training standards to the Bible of Maritime Safety, the International Convention for the Safety of Life at Sea. Specifically, we're looking at Chapter 5, Regulation 19. This regulation it details the carriage requirements for shipborne navigational systems and equipment. Regulation 19 is what officially allows ECDIS, when compliant and backed up, to be used as a replacement for paper charts. This is a huge deal. It's the legal provision that ushered in the era of paperless navigation. It specifies what type of ECDIS is acceptable, the need for adequate backup arrangements, and the requirement for the system to be updated. So, when your vessel is audited or inspected, the Port State Control Officer is checking your compliance against this very regulation. Understanding Regulation 19 is non-negotiable for any senior officer. It's the law that governs whether your primary means of navigation is legal and safe. Let's continue our journey through the essential ECDIS references with another key IMO document, Resolution A893-21, which provides the guidelines for voyage planning. While these guidelines were developed before ECDIS became widespread, their principles are timeless and directly applicable to electronic navigation. The resolution breaks down voyage planning into 4 distinct stages: appraisal, planning, execution, and monitoring. This framework is the gold standard for creating a comprehensive and safe voyage plan. During the appraisal stage, you gather all relevant information charts, publications, weather forecasts, local regulations. With ECDIS, this process is streamlined, but the principle remains the same. You need to ensure your electronic navigational charts, or ENCs, are up to date, and that you have all necessary digital publications. The planning stage is where you lay out the route from berth to berth, setting waypoints, safety parameters, and contingency plans within your ECDIS. The execution phase is when you actually sail the planned route. And finally, The monitoring stage involves continuously checking your vessel's progress against that plan. This resolution reminds us that ECDIS is a tool to facilitate this four-stage process, not to replace the critical thinking and due diligence of the navigator. Applying these guidelines ensures your ECDIS voyage plan is not just a line on a screen, but a robust strategy for a safe passage. Last, but certainly not least, we have the Bridge Procedures Guide, published by the International Chamber of Shipping, or IC, while the other documents we've discussed are official regulations and resolutions. The Bridge Procedures Guide is an industry best practice manual. And frankly, it's one of the most practical and useful books you can have on the bridge. This guide translates complex regulations into clear, actionable procedures for the bridge team. It contains detailed checklists and guidance on everything from bridge watchkeeping duties to pilotage and emergency situations. Crucially, it has dedicated sections on the effective use of navigational equipment, including it provides practical advice on setting up your ECDIS, managing alarms, conducting cross-checks with other equipment, and integrating ECDIS into the daily routine of the bridge team. Think of it as the how-to manual that complements the what-to-do of the IMO regulations. Many shipping companies base their own safety management system procedures on the guidance found in this book, for any officer wanting to excel in their duties and promote a strong safety culture on board. The Bridge Procedures Guide is an indispensable resource that bridges the gap between regulation and real-world application. So, let's do a quick recap of our essential ECDIS library. We started with IMO Model Cores 1.27, the foundation for standardized ECDIS training. Then we looked at STCW Tables A2, 1 and A22, which link our personal certification directly to our ECDIS. We moved on to the all-important SOLAS Chapter 5, Regulation 19, the legal basis for using ECDIS as a primary means of navigation. We then covered IMO Resolution A893-21, which gives us the classic four-stage framework for proper voyage planning, perfectly adaptable to the digital age. And finally, we discussed the Bridge Procedures Guide from the ICS, the practical, industry-led manual that helps us implement all these rules effectively on a daily basis. Together, these 5 references form a comprehensive framework for the safe, compliant, and professional use of ECDIS. They are not just documents to be filed away, they are living guides that should inform our actions on every watch and every voyage. Knowing where to find the rules and understanding why they exist empowers you as a navigator. It elevates you from simply being an operator of a machine to a true maritime professional who understands the full context of their responsibilities. It's about building a culture of safety and excellence on the bridge, and these documents are your tools to achieve that. Thank you so much for joining me today for this deep dive into the regulatory world of ECDIS. I hope this overview has been helpful and gives you a clear roadmap of the essential knowledge you need. Remember, a good navigator never stops learning. If you found this video valuable, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more content on navigation, seamanship, and maritime technology. Hit that notification bell so you won't miss our next video. Until then, stay safe and fair winds.